Hey, what's happening? It's Bill Smith, and this is my backup channel. Most of you are already here. I just want to show you that there's no such thing as bad press, and telling the truth goes a long way. So once I posted this video, my channel tripled in size. I don't mean Jordan Sather any bad press or anything. I just have questions, and he doesn't want to answer them. So there's a tweet out says that, oh, you should just contact me if you have questions. Well, Jordan, I have contacted you and you won't respond to them, and that's why I had to tell people. You could have easily contacted me on Twitter when I reached out to you. You could have chose to be my friend a year ago when I was in the middle of the QAnon stuff and we were going mainstream. But you chose not to because Jordan Sather is a pussy, and Jordan Sather does not like competition. He wants to be the guy. Now, in the world that I grew up in, that's called fame fagging. Jordan Sather wants money. He wants to be a David Wilcox. He wants to be on the television set. YouTube's not good enough for him, so okay, fine, fuck Jordan Sather. That's all I'm saying. If Jordan wants to be my friend, Jordan can be my friend. I'm not going to revoke the stuff I've said, but we'll be friendly and he can explain himself. Other than that, I haven't seen a single explanation of why he's got pedophile symbolism on the wall behind him in the form of a cross, and he's not a Christian. So add up 2 and 2, friends. Now, exactly after I released that video, I lost my Twitter account. Okay? So in that video I showed you that you're not allowed to see those images that I showed you. You can't see them. I've been sitting on them for a year. Now, I'm not allowed to be on Twitter. Okay, so I showed you something on Twitter in my own direct messages that was censored, and then once I showed you those things, Twitter said, get the fuck out. I'm just saying, it's weird. It's weird stuff. And I want to slip this in because this is the most important part for me. We are going to talk about this sometime. I don't have time to get into it right now. Read what's on the screen. I'm worried that if I say this into the microphone, if I read this tweet to you, I'm worried that I would lose my channel on YouTube. That's how damaging this story is, and this is something I will talk about in the months ahead. All right, now on to QAnon updates. Okay, this is on Heavy, and this is talking about this guy named Tim McCormick. He was a pilot who just crash landed onto the roof of a building in New York City. This is a very, very rare thing to have happen. So this is on Heavy. I like Heavy because they kind of sum up some of this good stuff real quick. Basically just says that he got lost after taking off, but this guy's got a lot of experience, okay? He's been around for a while. He was a true hero. He was employed by the helicopter's owner. Now check this out. Helicopter's owner is Daniele Bodini. Daniele Bodini worked for the helicopter's owner, Daniele Bodini, who he said commuted to the city from upstate New York. Now, think about this. This guy named Daniele Bodini owns a helicopter to commute into New York City. So he's got a lot of money. He's likely tied into a lot of stuff. He owns a lot of things. I guess his background is in real estate. So I'm not so interested in the helicopter pilot, and I don't think you should be too. I think, if I had to guess, I bet the helicopter pilot, over the course of his years of employment, has seen some stuff. He knows some things. And when he goes down in a helicopter owned by a private individual, okay, it's not like he was a helicopter taxi cab guy, right? It's one man that owns this. I got some questions. I want to go look at the owner. So this is what we're going to pull up. This is how it ties into QAnon. So you will notice that over the last few weeks, if you've been paying attention, you heard a lot about Five Eyes spying, and now you're starting to see things about people in Italy, people a part of the Italian Secret Service or the Italian version of the CIA. They've been canned publicly. There's been some very public firings going on with high-level people in Italy. And I don't really care two things about Italy, other than Rome is there, so that's where the Vatican's located, seat of power in the world. I know that. And the fact that Italy was aligned with the Nazis in World War II. Those are the two things that kind of bing, 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 things to think about. So this is the company that this guy was working for. This is Daniele D. Bodini's business. It's called American Continental Properties, Inc. Now check this out. This is the background of this Mr. Daniele D. Bodini guy who owned the helicopter that crashed. He served as a chairman emeritus of American Continental Properties Group, ACP. Mr. Bodini serves as a member of the Board of Overseers at Columbia Business School. Columbia Business School. Where did Barack Obama go to school? Did he go to Columbia or Harvard? I can't remember off the top of my head. Here's where it gets interesting. Mr. Bodini is ambassador of the Republic of San Marino to the United Nations. Ambassador of the Republic of San Marino to the United Nations. He's chairman of the American Italian Cancer Foundation. He's chairman of the Foundation for Italian Art and Culture. He's the guarantor, I don't know how to say that, of the Italian Academy at Columbia University. He is a member of the boards of the European School of Oncology, the Endowment for the Inner City Education, and the Buffalo Bill Memorial Association in Cody, Wyoming, as well as a member of the Council for the United States and Italy. Mr. Bodini received a master's in engineering from the University of Rome in 1968 and an MA in architecture of 1970 and 1972. Graduated with an MBA from Columbia Business School. Okay, so what you should take out of this is this Bodini guy who owned the helicopter, which wrecked with the pilot on board. Just the pilot too, mind you. Okay, the pilot had just dropped Mr. Bodini off. He had just delivered Mr. Bodini. And then whenever he took off, a bunch of weird stuff happened. He lost control. He didn't know where he was. His electronics went dark. You know? You're not supposed to fly in fog unless you have your instrumentation license. This guy definitely had that. He's a pro. And a guy as wealthy and well plugged in as Daniele D. Bodini isn't just going to go get any guy to drive his helicopter. You know what I mean? You get the best guy. So it's weird that he drops him off, and then as soon as he takes back off, he gets lost. All his electronics crap out, sends a distress signal, crash lands on the building down the road. It's just weird stuff. Then you tie it into the QAnon stuff with all the stuff coming out of Italy, the Five Eyes spying, and then you figure out that this guy is heavily tied into the Columbia Business School and foundations on behalf of Italy. And he just happens to be a UN rep, you know? It's just weird stuff. All right, now I don't want to bore you, but I mentioned Five Eyes, and Italy is not part of the Five Eyes collaboration, but they are a part of the 14 Eyes Intelligence Alliance. Bet you never heard of that, did you? So the Five Eyes are the ones you know. Then there's 4 more that are outside of that. Then there's another, another 5 after that. So let me just scroll down here. It talks about collaboration, other intelligence agencies. Here's the 9 Eyes. It's Denmark, France, Netherlands, and Norway. And then here's the 14 Eyes. It includes Germany, Belgium, Italy, Sweden, and Spain. Here's some more about it. This is on the Gateway Pundit. The headline is Developing Italian Government Roiled After a Country Used by Obama Deep State to Spy on the Trump Campaign. 2 intel chiefs were fired. This is in Italy. This is June 11th, 2019. Now, I've covered some of this stuff in like live streams. I've gone through all the documents that Mueller released. It all centers around George Papadopoulos, and it looks like he was approached and they tried to ensnare him with a spy named Joseph Mifsud. And this was all done out of Rome. And I don't know if George Papadopoulos knew this was happening or if he was just, running on default. Papadopoulos isn't that old. He's like 26, I think. And I don't know what these people know. You know what I mean? They don't have as much time as the rest of us do to go read about this stuff, do background research. They know what they're told. Okay, so I don't know if George Papadopoulos is a bad guy or a good guy. I just know that this Joseph Mifsud guy is the dude who tried to ensnare him. He's a Maltese professor. And this all happened down in Rome. So it says the FBI set up Papadopoulos with Mifsud. The FBI set up Papadopoulos with Mifsud, who went missing after being interviewed by the Mueller team. Mifsud went missing after being interviewed by Mueller. Recently, Mifsud was located in Rome, Italy, next to the U.S. Embassy. He's a spy, he's a plant, and they used Mifsud to try to get Papadopoulos to do some bad stuff. That's the way I read it. All right, so in late April, Papadopoulos told Fox News that President Trump called the Italian Prime Minister after he broke the news about the Professor Mifsud being located in Rome. Okay? Talking about Italian Parliament, declassifying material related to spying. It's all there. This is June 5th. That's when Papadopoulos says the stuff. June 11th, these people get fired. The intel chiefs. These are intel chiefs. Okay? These are high-ranking people. June 11th is when this story breaks. This is the same day the story breaks about the helicopter crash onto the Manhattan Tower. There it is right there. June 11th, 2019. Timothy McCormick. He's flying a plane for this guy, Daniele D. Bodini, who happens to be a UN representative and is heavily involved with all these foundations for Italian stuff. Italian art, European School of Oncology, member of the Council for the United States and Italy. This is like the Italian version of AIPAC, essentially. It's a foreign lobby working on behalf of the Italian government inside of American politics. This guy's helicopter pilot dies the same day they release all this Five Eyes stuff. All right, so that's about as clear as I can make it. I don't want to spend any more time on here. We're going to go through some headlines real quick just to wrap up the day. Okay, now I thought we had a few more years, but it's right in our face. I think this is great because there's no more slow boil of the frog. It's out in the open now. People understand that the homosexual agenda, they said, no, we'll never touch the kids. Well, they're not going to touch the kids in the 90s. They're just going to wait 20 more years so that people are actively being sodomists or living in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Out in the open, on the road, during these Pride Fests. You give it a few years. Okay, now we're not even going to say child porn is child rape. It's a child rape scene being filmed. It's not child pornography. Okay, it's a child rape film. And the headline from the Daily Mail today is pedophiles should not be prosecuted for watching child porn. Should instead be put on, quote, diversion courses. Like it's a DUI. Okay, because watching child porn is a victimless crime, right? Moving on. I imagine that you've missed this. I have another video that I haven't posted about this. I've actually done like 4 or 5 on this stuff. This disgusts me. I didn't know this was possible, but here's the headline. This is from forward.com. This is a Jewish outlet for Jews, by Jews. The headline is this: Jews need to stand up for abortion rights. Our religious freedom is at stake. The author says that banning abortion impinges on their freedom of religion as a Jew. They say that anti-abortion is anti-Semitism. And they say that the Talmud says, Jewish law, the Talmud says that life does not begin at conception. If you're a Christian, understand there's no such thing as Judeo-Christian values. It's an oxymoron. And I think I'll leave it here. So this is a clip from the DC Pride Festival. Remember, we're in Gay Pride Month. It's all cool now. I'm going to turn down the volume because it's screaming. I mean, seriously, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say about that? Until next time, this is Bill Smith. Thanks for watching.